So guns, I'm all for protecting the Second Amendment. I actually don't think that we should have a national registry where every single person has to register their gun. I actually agree that that would sure make it easy for a evil government to decide to pick up the guns and know exactly where to go pick them up. If it's a right, then the government shouldn't be over-regulating your right. I get that. But at the same time, I believe that if you have high-powered weapons that are almost military grade, that can do mass human destruction in instances that are easily accessible and are the weapon of choice for almost every mass murder that we have, then we probably ought to look at that and say, well, those people should probably have those guns registered. We should probably know where those guns are. We should probably be deciding whether or not absolutely every single person on the face of the earth should have access to those guns. We should be making sure that our current law of having a national registry for people who have been convicted of crimes that the conviction says that they can no longer possess guns, that we should make sure, one, that they don't possess the guns they have, and then two, that their name is absolutely mandatorily enforced to be put into that list, and then required that every single person who wants to buy a gun is checked against that database to make sure that they haven't lost their right to own guns. To make sure that people who are on a no-fly list, that the government has decided that you're so unsafe that you shouldn't be able to get on a plane, I'm thinking that maybe we should consider whether or not you should buy a gun. If you can't get on a plane for a safety feature or a safety issue, a safety threat, then I'm thinking we ought to at least consider whether or not you could buy a gun. I want to protect your right to own guns freely. But we as a society, this has become a health issue. People can come together on that. People don't want children to die. People don't want people to die in mass shootings. People don't want to go to a concert to listen to good music and die, which is another thing. We need to close the loophole that private sellers who sell guns, but it's not their primary income, don't have to be licensed dealers and therefore don't have to even check you against the registry. That doesn't make any sense. The law says you broke the law, you were convicted, therefore you have lost your civil right, you have lost your constitutional right to own a gun. But if you go buy from a private seller, we won't tell anybody. Common sense. And those kind of things you can come together on.